The markets are taunting the Fed as Jay Powell is expected to make his decision tomorrow. So all eyes are on the Fed right now. Markets finished up today. Nice little rally on the Dow, 1%, 1.5 on the S&P, 1.67 on the NASDAQ. And earnings are strong so far. So the economy is looking good. The labor market is strong. Financial conditions have eased significantly. The markets had a 40% bounce in January. So Chair Powell has his hands full, and the market is basically pricing in that the Fed is going to pivot in March. So let's take a look at what's going on and see what the charts have to say about all that. So this is the Dow right here, still kind of hanging on and trending. But what we're going to take a look at is what happened the last time the Fed met. It was right here on December 13th of 2022. That was the last Fed decision. And Fed raised the rates 25 basis points. Market was, had the same narrative that the Fed was going to pause, pivot, reverse, whatever. But still, that was their first slowing of interest rate hikes, dropping it to 25%, 25 basis points, 0.25%, 25 basis points. It dropped 6% on the Dow. The NASDAQ ended up dropping, let's take a look at that right here, 12%. So the NASDAQ retreated 12% after the Fed 25 basis point decision, and the S&P retreated, let's take a look at this, 8%, and bounced back. So everybody has recovered those losses after the last Fed meeting. And again, the narratives were the same last time, that the Fed was going to pause. They were going to indicate slowing of rate hikes. And with inflation still showing softening, the question is, what's the Fed going to do? So we know they're going to raise at a minimum 25 basis points. It's highly unlikely they would go 50 and surprise the markets. That would cause, obviously, a big sell-off in the markets. Anything's possible, but that has not been Jay Powell's system of operation. He's always telegraphed to the markets what they're going to do. But what the markets are thinking and pricing in right now is that the Fed is going to slow down, or the Fed's going to stop in March, that maybe they hiked the last time and that'll be it. So the big thing everybody's going to be looking for is any indication from Powell that the Fed will somehow back off in March. That'll be the last rate hike, that they're going to slow the pace. They're going to recognize progress in the economy. But again, earnings are good. The economy is strong. Financial conditions have eased quite a bit. Here's the VIX kind of consolidating, wanting to pop. There's the Dixie kind of taking a little break. The dollar is down. Bonds and stocks are up. Here's your bond right here, kind of still finding resistance on that trend line. And the markets are up. So the Fed is not going to be excited about that, because that's easing of financial conditions. It does not help with the inflationary situation. We know that automobile prices and inflation is part of the reason that earnings are looking so good, because prices are high, and they're going to continue to stay high, as well as the labor market. But there are some indications that some of that is starting, in terms of wage increases, that some of that is starting to level off. So the big message that everybody's going to be looking out for Powell tomorrow is how long are they going to keep hiking rates? When are they looking at stopping? I don't think he's going to forecast or telegraph the Fed stopping the rate hikes. I think what he's going to say is they're going to be data dependent. 25 basis points is appropriate. It's more normal in terms of historical rate hikes from the Fed, up or down 25 basis points. So I think he might indicate that they're going to stay higher than the market thinks, longer than the market thinks, and that the markets are not reading the tea leaves correctly when it comes to the Fed. And I think after Powell speaks and the Fed members speak, I think they're all going to reiterate the message and try to talk the markets down. But the markets are not listening. I think the markets are betting that the Fed is going to stop, going to pivot, but inflation is not under control yet. And there is a real risk of double peak inflation. So we will have to see what it looks like tomorrow, what the decision is. And until then, all we can do is just wait and see. So I will see you on the next video.